Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan. This is Five Nights at Freddy's 3. I will be explaining how this game works a little more in detail than I did in my run with my Cam 2 run. So, anyways, here, let's start a new game. This will only explain how the main Five Nights work, not any of the mini games, as those are rather straightforward. Anyways, Springtrap doesn't appear at all on this night, so I will take the time to explain how exactly does Springtrap work. Well, anyways, on the first night, he doesn't appear at all. Springtrap will appear on the second night, and on the second through sixth night, he has an AI value equal to the night number on 2 through 5 and equal to 7 on night 6. Now, what determines when Springtrap will move, or try to at least, is this AI level. Every second, Springtrap's aggression counter goes up by 1, or by 2 if the aggressive cheat is enabled, starting at 0 and resetting every time Springtrap has a movement opportunity, let's call it. Every time this happens, Springtrap will roll a 1 in 4 chance to decide where to move. He has a 25% chance to stay still, a 25% chance to move into a vent if there is one next to him and it's after 1 a.m. Otherwise, he will also stay still, a 25% chance to move to a room in front of him, and a 25% chance to move to a room behind him. The expression that determines his movement is a random number from 10 to 24, subtracted by his AI level, subtracted by his failed movement opportunities, that is, the number of times he stood still, and it will be subtracted by an additional one if it's past 4 a.m., you're in the middle of a phantom animatronic jump scare, or you have a ventilation error, which will be indicated on this panel. Say Springtrap is in the window right in front of us. Now, this is where his rules change a bit differently. Now, if he's in the window, he'll have a 50% chance on his next movement opportunity, though the calculation remains the same, to go forward. If he goes forward, he'll never go back. He'll only have a few stages between then and your office, and once he's on that path, he can't be lured backward or go backward at all unless it's the Cam 1 and you've used the audio lure. The audio lure has a 6 in 7 chance of luring Springtrap to an adjacent room to where he is, and a 1 in 7 chance of not working at all. Therefore, with incredibly bad luck, you could get really bad RNG and not be able to keep Springtrap away from you easily. Now let's explain the Phantom animatronics. Phantom Foxy on night 2 has a 0.1% chance to spawn on the left side of the office after every camera flip. On night 3, a 2% chance. On night 4, a 4% chance. And on night 5 and night 6, a 10% chance. Now, Springtrap's AI level, 2 through 5 and 7, also determines the other Phantom animatronic's chance of spawning out of 10. So, in other words, at 1 a.m., at the beginning of every hour, Phantom Freddy will have a chance to spawn in the window, and if you don't have one of the panels active for a cumulative 2 seconds, Phantom Freddy will lower himself and he will spawn in your office and jump scare you. This applies to other animatronics that occupy the cameras. These can only appear after 1 a.m. on 20-second intervals. Phantom Chica on Cam 7, Phantom Mangle on Cam 4, Phantom Puppet on Cam 8, Phantom Balloon Boy on 1, 7, 9, and 10. Now, Phantom Chica, if you spend too long on Cam 7, she'll move to the left side of your office and jump scare you when you move there. And if you get Phantom Puppet, he'll force you out of both of your panels for 17 seconds. So you won't be able to raise them until then. Mangle, instead of giving you a ventilation error like Balloon Boy and Phantom Chica, will give you an audio error, and she'll make a noise and appear briefly in the background. That's how the phantoms work. Now let's talk about how these systems work. Every 120 seconds on night 2, every 100 seconds on night 3, every 90 seconds on night 4, and every 80 seconds on night 5, the ventilation will fail. Each of these systems run on a system from 10 health and lose 1 health depending on what happened. The camera system loses health equal to Springtrap's AI every 12 seconds. On nights 2 through 5, the ventilation system will also lose 1 health every 12 to 8 seconds. This would happen on night 6 if it wasn't for a programming error, though it may also be an intentional design decision by Scott Cawthon that he later changed. The audio system is the same, except it loses the AI level of health every time you use an audio lure, which means that you have 5 uses on night 2, 4 uses on night 3, 3 uses on night 4, and 2 uses on nights 5 and 6 before you have to reset the audio system. So you have 60 seconds on night 2, 48 seconds on night 3, 36 seconds on night 4, and 24 seconds on both nights 5 and 6 until you need to reset the camera system. Even if the camera system needs to be reset, Springtrap will still make a static noise, and static will play on the cameras between which he's moving, so you can still use that to determine his position, and it has been used in some particular challenge runs as well. Now, that is about all I can think of for Springtrap's AI, except for the vent. There are the vents. You can take those as a shortcuts to your office. These vents here, Cam 11 and Cam 12, lead to his attack phase from which he can't move to the rest of the map. Cam 14 and 15 lead to the right side of your office. Cam 13 leads between Cam 5 and the window, from which you can lure him to Cam 2. Anyways, once he's in the vents, I'm not sure exactly how this runs, but he has a 50% chance, I think, on his next movement opportunity to progress through the vents, and depending on whether it's opened or closed, he will move either back to the camera from which he entered the vent, or to where the vent leads, such as the window, Cam 1, or the right side of the office. If he's on the left side of the office, then if he stays there for too long and you try to move to the right side, he'll jump scare you. On the other hand, if he's on the right side of the office, you will have a cumulative 60 frames, or 1 second on most versions, before he jump scares you with one of the panels raised. This counter is what makes some strategies, such as the Freddy Game Player strat, possible, and makes Springtrap slightly easier to deal with on night 6, especially if it's late into the night, and especially if Phantom Freddy has already jump scared you. Anyways, that's all I can think of for Springtrap's AI. I hope this helped you with some strategies for this game, and I hope to see you again soon, so stay safe and stay awesome.